this is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead and start time again. Here I have two 5-inch squares. It's a Missouri style that we're doing. So I'm going to put them right sides together and sew all the way around the outside 1/4 of an inch. So I've got white thread. You'll see there I've sewn all the way around 1/4 of an inch. Then you can sew all the way off, pivot at the corner, whichever you want to do. So what we're going to do now is go from corner to corner. One way. Oops. If you've got a rotating mat, which I have, but I'm not using at the moment. Just move your body around a bit so you can cut it into 4. And then that's your half square triangle. So I'm going to press these back now. So I've pressed them open and I've cut 4 3-inch squares of my background, and I'm going to draw a line. And you're going to do that on all 4, and then we're going to lay them across the middle. These half square triangles that you've just made are a little bit bigger than 3 inches. Doesn't matter, we'll be trimming it down anyway, but just put that there and sew 1/4 of an inch away from your line on both sides. I've sewn, you might see it better that side, either side of my line. So I'm now going to cut them apart and press them back. For the middle square, it's 4.5 inches, whatever colour you want. I'm having it the same as I'm going to have some of my legs. Get 2 2.5 inch squares. You'll need 4 in total for this, and put them on each corner. Now you can fold it in half and finger press a line in, or you can draw a line, or if you've got that diagonal seam tape, you can use that, because you will be sewing directly on your line across there. And I'll just do that now. So as you can see, I've sewn on the line, and it's going to be like that. So we can cut these 2 back bits off, leaving about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. You can do it with scissors, you can do it with your rotary cutter, whichever. It doesn't have to be exact. 2 tips as well. Well, tip time. When you are sewing them on, I'll show you in a moment, because that's how it is. You don't need to press them back, just finger press them back. And I've got this one marked up, and that one will be going in that corner, and you'll sew diagonally. This one I've finger pressed. When you put it on to sew it, don't put it with like the hillside upwards, put it down and it'll sit easier, and you can, it will go in easier. It's just a lot easier to do than that way up. So do it with the bead going down. So I'll sew that up, trim up the same as I have done on the first two, and press it all back. Yeah, that second tip, when you are sewing your snowball corners to make a square and a square, if you sew just fractionally a hair's width on the other side, the one nearest the point, then that allows you for when you turn over it be exactly the right size, because your thread, although it's very thin, it takes up a little teeny bit of room. So that way you're allowing for it. So there is tip 2. And that's your middle square. Now I'm going to square these up. These small ones, they are trimmed up to 2.5 inches. Now I did show you how to trim up in the Ohio Star, and I'll leave an iCard in one of the corners, but just to quickly show you, line the 2.5 inch up and the 2.5 inch there, because you have to do all 4 sides to get the centre bit in the middle. If you don't, it's going to be off to one side, and then it's just a matter of 2.5 inch square. That isn't square. That's it. Slightly out, that one is, but never mind. It'll be caught in the seam allowance. And then we just bring them round. Let's move that pile of rubbish out of the way. There's the middle bit. We've got one star leg, the other star leg, and no, that isn't right. That's star leg, and that's star leg. It's not right, because this one's opposite to that one. About that, my battery just went, but that's the layout, and I have 4 2.5 inch squares of background which will go in the corners. So we basically sew them together, similar to the Ohio Star, those 2 together, which we then stitch to that one, these 4 together, and then stitch all 3 units together, and then it'll be done, and I'll show you then. And that's the Missouri Star. And so I'm getting a quilt collection of stars now, but I'm running out of fabric. So I'll add different colours into others. Thank you.